Hello every pony. In this video I will be telling you all that I can think of that you should know when it comes to commissioning another artist, or an artist if you yourself are not one. I want to point out in the very beginning of this video, the reason I am making this is because I have been on the other end of this situation, and I want to stress to you guys, do not commission someone because you want art. You commission someone because you want art from them. Otherwise, you're probably not going to get a product you're completely satisfied with. You need to commission someone for an art style you're personally fond of, and you need to commission someone with an art style that suits the character you want them to draw. I have been one of the unfortunate souls to attract certain people to ask me to draw characters that absolutely do not fit my art style. So when I present them with the finished product, they are not so happy with it. And I do all I can in order to satisfy them and make it to their liking, but there is no winning in a situation like that when they improperly chose an artist that was not meant to draw what they were aiming for. So please, be very specific about who you're commissioning and what you want done. You really have to consider both of these to figure out if it's a good idea to go through with this commission. Now, to go about commissioning someone, you first need to find an art style by someone that appeals to you. You need to find an art style that you like, that you would be willing to pay for, and you would need to check out this artist's prices, their base prices, in order to find out if that is a price you are willing to pay for that product. You need to budget your money well if you're going to be commissioning people. My cat just jumped on my chair, full force. But you can often find artists who suit the style you're looking for if you browse certain tags on social media that hosts art, such as tags on DeviantArt. Once you've found an artist whose prices you like and whose product you like, you should message them, as long as there's an indication that their commissions are currently open and that they are accepting them. You need to read their terms of service fully, because if you break these terms, they are in their right to not provide you with the product you want. You just want to be familiar with the rules of what you're paying for, because they are very short most often compared to a website's terms of service. So be thankful for that and just take the 10 minutes it takes to read a long terms of service, if that's how long it really is. Mine is pretty lengthy, but I don't think it takes that long to read. Now, this part would be important if what you're looking for might fall under something such as a specific, what people would consider a fetish, such as I have gotten commissions for certain types of characters, certain poses of characters, certain wardrobes of characters that fit a niche, and that means that they are specific to a smaller group of people, not super common. The main example that you'll find in my art is the contortion works. That is one of the things that you would want to search in a tag to find an artist for before you choose an artist, actually, to send an inquiry to about taking on your commission, if that is what your commission would involve. I also call this a fetish thing because some people will perceive it as such, and I honestly don't know what a better word for it would be besides a niche interest. Now, be prepared to pay for this piece of art up front before any progress is started, because in most cases, this artist probably does not have the intent to scam you. It would be a good idea to do your research on the artist you plan on commissioning, especially if you are paying a larger price. Think $100 or more. You would want to do extensive research into their past commissions, see what reviews they've gotten, see what past commissioners have to say about their works and their waiting time. That is another thing people are often concerned about, is the turnaround time. I have been personally only asked several times in my art career how long it takes me to finish something, and I'm surprised I don't get asked about that more often. But if that's something you're worried about, you should definitely ask the artist about it before commissioning them. Ask if they have a queue ahead of you, other people waiting on commissions before yours would be begun, and ask them how long it would take to complete your specific commission. If they don't have an answer, I would be a little wary, but it might not be a bad thing. If they are a pricier artist, I would be more wary. So, like I said, do your research on who you're commissioning. If your risk factor for losing things is higher, I also want to emphasize, with all I have in me, to never send your payment as friends and family on PayPal, because this is against PayPal's terms of service. Both your accounts can be frozen over this, and with that, you won't have access to any of the money in your account. This also makes the chance of you being scammed much, much higher, because once you send the payment as a friend, they cannot refund you. They can only manually send you the amount of money back, and there is no guarantee this person will do that unless you know them fairly well. And even then, some people have been known to show a nastier side when it comes to being a commission artist after time has gone by. So, to be safe, for multiple reasons, send your payment as services and digital goods. Remember to specify that unless you're getting a print or a physical copy of this commission, there is no address needed. If you're particularly worried about screwing this up, you can also ask the artist to send you an invoice, which I have heard helps increase the safety of the commission, but I do know scamming is still probably possible with that. I also want to say, do not file a chargeback if you don't like your final product. That is a dick move. You really need to discuss the final product with the artist if you are not satisfied with it. I have had customers commission me and pretend to be satisfied with what I have given them when they go behind my back only to insult my art. And the only person profiting off of this is me in that case. So you're digging yourself into a hole. If you're not liking what you're getting, you're paying for it, and you're not taking the opportunity the artist is giving you in order to fix it and make it something you do in fact like. Also, if it is not specified in an artist's terms of service, and this commission happens to be a bigger one, a fully rendered piece, maybe background included, full coloring, large resolution, you should definitely ask for updates as the commission goes on. This may not be as compatible for artists such as myself who finish very quickly, I finish most bigger commissions within the hour of starting working on them, but many artists do not work that quickly. They may not be that motivated, or they may not be that fast an artist. Everyone is different, and that's not a bad thing. If you personally think an artist is underselling themselves, you should bring it about yourself to tip them. Maybe $5, maybe $10. You can be generous, you could just add $1 to show your appreciation. I'm sure any extra amount would be greatly appreciated by them. Other than that, don't pressure an artist to draw something they aren't comfortable drawing or they aren't visibly comfortable with drawing. So that would be most of what I have to say about this. Thank you for listening. I hope you have luck with either taking commissions or seeking out commissions. I hope that my advice could do you some good, and I hope in the end you and your customer or you and your artist are satisfied with one another and the work completed. Thank you, and goodbye.